Hello everyone! Are you really worried about how your NGO is going to survive after the massive reductions in international aid? Perhaps you're wondering what strategies you should prioritise to help you navigate your way through this storm. Let's take a look at what you can do to help your organisation to survive and even to thrive after this extremely challenging period. Hello everyone, I'm Louise from the Social Strategy Cafe and it's lovely to have you here. This channel provides tools and tips for strategically developing your non-profit. So it doesn't matter whether you work for an NGO, whether you run a charity or you have a social enterprise. So the rapid cuts in aid budgets in 2025 sent shockwaves across the global development community. The dramatic declines in funding rapidly imposed upon NGOs gave them little time to adjust and find alternative finance. However, this uncomfortable reality is here to stay. And if you think you're immune because your NGO isn't reliant on international aid, then you may need to think again. Because even the chief executive of the NSPCC charity in the United Kingdom states that charities are behind the curve, and he claims that the need for non-profits to transform is only going to speed up. So what should you do and what should you prioritise in the forthcoming months in order to strengthen your organisation and maintain your impact? Grab yourself a cuppa and let's take a look. The concept of global development is being tested right now more than it has ever been in any of our lifetimes. And the shift away from it that we are seeing is threatening a reduction to global stability and international cooperation. The rise of inequality and far-right politics focusing on sovereignty and blame, rather than the importance of sharing resources and global solidarity, has contributed to the dismantling of our international aid systems. But according to Michael Mortimer and Alexander Puutio, there are 4 ways that you can develop your NGO to protect your organisation and your beneficiaries. The alarming Brexit result in the United Kingdom in 2016, where a small majority of the country voted to leave the European Union, has parallels to the recent aid budget reductions. The European Union and the UK government were complacent and failed to sufficiently communicate the positive impact of the Union to the UK's population, which led to the, albeit close, but disastrous result for the country. Equally, the international aid agencies must take some responsibility for their complacency in not developing other revenue streams and for their inability to effectively communicate their positive impact to the public. So according to Mortimer and Puutio, the first area where you should look to make changes in your organisation is in efficiency. Efficiency is crucial. International NGOs need to reflect on their past negative press about inefficiency and high overheads and take the opportunity to become more accountable and to streamline their services. Every dollar, pound and rupee must be justified through transparent and measurable impacts. Organisations are now searching for ways to optimise their processes and embed technology which can help them improve their efficiency and drive forward new efficiency solutions. AI adoption is increasing and new technologies are helping organisations to expand their reach and reduce operational costs. For example, according to the Stanford Social Innovation Review, Mercy Corps, a charity with a global team of humanitarians working together on the front lines of world crises, now leverages satellite data and AI preemptively to send emergency relief to people ahead of natural disasters. There are also many different partnership platforms. Funds for NGOs recommend 25 different platforms for NGOs to build strategic partnerships. And Accountability Lab, Development Gateway and Digital Public have launched a partnership matching service. So this brings me on to the second area, new partners and funding streams. NGOs are having to begin conversations with new potential partners who they had never considered in the past. We can already see adaptations and new collaborations which will shape and improve the industry. For example, the search for new partners and money is accelerating by the African Development Bank. Meetings have been held recently in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, between the African Development Bank and the Arab Coordination Group. This is the first time the bloc of Arab development finance institutions has gathered at the bank's headquarters. According to DevEx, this signalled a desire to reposition Arab capital as a more central pillar of Africa's development financing. This new stage in the partnership aims to scale co-financing, mobilise private capital and accelerate Africa's transformation. Private sector collaborations with individual NGOs are also increasing, as this offers additional support, perhaps through technological expertise and financial acumen. But in addition, NGOs are looking to develop their own sustainable income streams through locally sourced resources. This can offer not only an element of financial security, but an additional means of supporting their beneficiaries. And the third area is localisation. This is an opportunity for your NGO to build its resilience against the aid cuts and to build its longevity. As the global financial streams collapse, many NGOs are seeking locally focused models which are much closer to beneficiary communities. This inevitably will result in smaller available budgets and a reduction in programmes. However, building closer relationships with your local communities will have its own benefits and perhaps offer new opportunities to develop financial sustainability and stronger local governance. It could also help your organisation to focus on what really matters. The final area is about rethinking the long term. How will you build trust with your supporters and global communities going forward? Impact transparency is vital, so there is a need to invest in systems that can enable you to have clear metrics and robust reporting practices which make it easy to communicate your impact and that can communicate to a broad political base. In the words of Winston Churchill, and I'm very sorry for quoting an old white man, but he said, "Never waste a good crisis." Take this difficult time as an opportunity for significant positive change, innovation or strategic advancement that just wouldn't be possible in other times. Good luck. Thank you all for watching, and if you've got an idea of a video you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments below. Have a great week, everyone.